Hi, my name's Colin McMahon. 9 years ago, I fulfilled a lifelong dream and opened my comic book store, Pittsburgh Comics. Since then, it's been great. I've met lots of great people, I've read lots of great books, and I want to share that with you. Welcome to Comics Now. Hey everybody, welcome to the December 2016 Comics Now, where I'm going to tell you all about what's fun and exciting and coming out this December. Holiday season is upon us, and we're ready for you to come in, get stuff for yourself, get stuff for friends, get stuff for family, people you don't know. Doesn't matter to me. But as always, we have tons of good stuff. There's lots of great graphic novels, toys, action figures. We always have gift certificates, things like that. So always stuff. Comics are a little harder to buy for people. Got to be a little more specific. But I'm going to tell you about all the exciting stuff coming out in December. Starting off, there's a new Star Wars movie coming, Rogue One. Everybody's excited. This is back to being more my Star Wars. Take me back to when I was a young child and enjoying the first Star Wars movie. So it has that feel, and I'm excited about it. So to go along with that, my promotion this month is going to be double points on all Star Wars graphic novels. Marvel is re-releasing all the old stuff. We have all the new stuff, Darth Vader, the Star Wars, the Lando miniseries, Princess Leia, Han Solo just wrapped up. So all those are available, plus all the Dark Horse stuff that I still have. Grab that while you can, because it's out of print and won't be coming back until Marvel reprints it later. So all through December is going to be double points on all Star Wars graphic novels. Marvel's not doing a book related to the movie because I'm sure the studio wouldn't give them too much information about what the movie's about. But they are coming out with a new #1, which is Dr. Aphra. This was pitched to us as Star Wars Classified, so it was a little tough to order based on that. But it's Dr. Aphra, who was a co-star in the Darth Vader book that wrapped up at 25. And she has her two droids, which are basically evil C-3PO and R2-D2. It's Kieran Gillen, who is the same writer as Darth Vader. So this one's starting up first week of December. So if you're interested, come in and check it out. We also have IVX, Inhumans versus X-Men, is starting in December. The Terrigen Mist cloud that has been circling the globe and killing X-Men has finally reached the point where the X-Men have said enough's enough, and they are deciding to go to war against the Inhumans. At the end of Death of X, which just wrapped up, a major Marvel character died, and basically a close friend of this character is making it a personal mission to take out the Inhumans. So this is Marvel's next big event. This is going to take us probably up until Free Comic Book Day in May, which is traditionally the start of the Marvel summer event. Civil War started last Free Comic Book Day. It'll be finishing soon, they promise. But that's another thing. Civil War 8 is due out the end of the month. The event that's supposed to shake the foundations of the Marvel Universe to its core, and we'll see what's going on. So hopefully it has a big dramatic ending and leading into lots of neat stuff. We have U.S. Avengers, which is basically continuing on the New Avengers storyline, where Sunspot, who was a New Mutant, and then I guess he became rich, and he bought AIM, which was a traditional kind of bad guy scientist group. And he has now incorporated that into the New Avengers. Well, something happened, and he, I guess, died. We'll see. We know how people die in comic book world. But now this has been relaunched as U.S. Avengers, and it's going to be Avengers protecting the United States. Every state gets their own Avenger. Luckily for us in Pennsylvania, our Avenger is Doctor Strange. How he ties in with Pennsylvania and not New York City, I don't know. But #1 of that's coming out. We also have Mighty Captain Marvel #0. And this is spitting out of the dramatic finale of Civil War 8 and her trying to reestablish herself based on the events that took place in Civil War, which we have to wait to find out. So this is a new one, a new story arc, new way of life, I guess, for Captain Marvel. Looks like she's shunned by some of the people and cheered by others. We have a new Hulk book. This is with She-Hulk is taking over the Hulk title. So we get a new Hulk book. She was gravely injured at the beginning of Civil War, and that was one of the impetuses for the conflict between the heroes, was her injury. So now she's getting her own book, written by Mariko Tamaki, which is kind of neat, having another female creator come on to write a female character, which is always good. Hawkeye #1. This is Kate is coming in as the female Hawkeye. Hawkeye has his own book in Occupy Avengers. And this is letting us see the world through her eyes, as she's now no longer with Hawkeye and out on her own, doing her own adventures. And that's about it for Marvel. Lots of good stuff, lots of good stuff still continuing. So check that stuff out. DC starting their first real rebirth event with Justice League versus Suicide Squad. Basically, Amanda Waller always knew the time would come the Justice League discovers the existence of the Suicide Squad. The government-sponsored Black Ops team of supervillains with bombs implanted in their brains is obviously a deal-breaker for Earth's paragons of truth and justice. But you can bet that the Wall and her Task Force X won't go down without a fight to end all fights as this weekly series gets underway. So that's going to take us through December, and I think it's going to wrap up early in January. So it's a neat one. It's a weekly series. It's also tying into the Justice League and Suicide Squad books. So it's nice. It's going to be a quick one. It's going to be over in, I think, about 6 weeks. So it's not going to get dragged out. It shouldn't be late. So lots of really good talent on this one. Supergirl Being Super. This is a new Supergirl. It's just a little 4-issue miniseries. Now, also by Mariko Tamaki, who was doing the Hulk book. So she's getting around. But isn't even, it's tying in more to the show, and not so much the show, but just showing Supergirl young, coming to grips with being Supergirl. So it looks like a little slice of life, nice little short miniseries for Supergirl fans, especially for the fans of the TV show. IDW is coming out with a sequel to a book that was huge and probably one of the better selling IDW books ever. It's Star Trek Green Lantern Volume 2. The first one was hugely well received. People really do like these crossover books. We had, there was a Star Trek Doctor Who book a while back, Star Trek Legion of Superheroes, and this is continuing on the Green Lantern one. So, again, that one was really well received. Also, they're coming out with a new G.I. Joe #1. They do this every once in a while. And this is spinning out of the end of their big Revolution storyline. We're getting a new G.I. Joe book. So if you want to jump on, it's a perfect opportunity. Also a neat book that IDW is doing along with help from DC. It's called Love is Love. This is a fundraiser book for the victims of the shooting down in Florida. And it's basically bringing a bunch of gay creators together, or not all gay, but it was created by Mark Draco, who is well known in the community. He's done a lot of things. He had a big run on Manhunter, which was really popular. And he brought together a lot of his friends to do a fundraiser book. I think it's a $9.99 book, just with lots of great creators. They didn't, when this came out, they didn't tell us exactly who, and I didn't copy down all the names, but go on and look. Love is Love. It's going to be, I think, a really neat book. Image has a couple interesting ones. You have Motor Crush, #1. Now, this is by Brendan Fletcher and Cameron Stewart and Babs Tarr. And they became really well known when they did the Batgirl run, the Batgirl Burnside back at DC a while back, when they kind of made her younger and hipper, gave her a new costume, and they really hit it off as a creative team. So you have this one called Motor Crush. The team behind the critically acclaimed revamp of Batgirl returns with an exciting sci-fi action-adventure series. By day, Domino Swift competes for fame and fortune in a worldwide motorcycle racing league. By night, she cracks heads of rival gangs in brutal bike wars to gain possession of rare, valuable contraband, an engine-boosting machine narcotic known as Crush. So, looks fun, looks silly, motorcycles in comic books, but from my understanding, it's supposed to be a lot of fun. Another one called Rockstars. This is by Joe Harris. This one I got to read and participate in a conference call with the creators, and it was really neat. If you're a fan of Almost Famous, this really taps into that. It's set back in the late 70s, that era, the Rockstars, when Led Zeppelin was huge and everything. A lot of it takes place at the Hyatt House in Los Angeles. Basically, girls are going missing, fangirls who go to be groupies of these bands, something's happening, and it's a little demonic, a little scary, a little otherworldly, but it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Archie's coming out with Reggie and Me, so we already have an Archie and a Jughead and a Betty and Veronica. Well, it's time for a Reggie book. Now, Reggie's not the most well-liked character, so hopefully this book will give us a little insight into maybe we should give Reggie a little bit of a break, and he's not all bad. I'm not so sure about that, though. Boom Studios has a neat book called Jim Henson's Storyteller Giants. They've done a couple of these. I know the Dragon one did outstanding. And this is just basically him telling these ancient folklore stories and just having them drawn out in comic form. And this one is all going to be about giants. I think it's probably a 4-issue miniseries like most of them have been. And just really beautifully done. And just neat folklore. Just a really neat book. And then Dynamite is coming out with one to tug at the heartstrings and make you nostalgic. It's Wonder Woman 77 meets Bionic Woman. Who didn't want to see that? I know I'm of the age of watching both Wonder Woman and Bionic Woman on TV, so this one looks like fun. Dynamite loves their licensed stuff. They love doing things like that. So this one hopefully will be really good. The preview art, definitely they're nailing the looks of the characters, so this one should be fun. And lastly, Valiant has Divinity 3. The first 2 Divinity stories have done really, really well. This is the end of the trilogy, written by Matt Kindt, who's been doing just amazing work over at Valiant. It's really solid storytelling. So this one looks good. Going on at the store, just a couple things. The 12 Days of Festivus, that begins on December 13th. Every year I've done this. Basically, the 12 days leading up to Christmas, it's a different sale every day. I'm going to try to change it up a little bit this year instead of making it. I did a little basic the last few years because sometimes I just run out of ideas, and so I'm going to try to really spice it up a little bit more this year, make it a little more entertaining. Now I want to talk about a couple things that came out recently. There's a creator, Tom King, has really been killing it on all the books he's been working on. I looked up his biography and I had no idea. He interned at both Marvel and DC before he took a job at the CIA in their counterterrorism department. So it's kind of interesting. He has this really, secretive, he can't even talk about it, past, but he also has that history of being, with Marvel and DC, being a comic guy. He wrote a novel called A Once Crowded Sky, which was based on superheroes, and it was really, really well received. And then DC tapped him. He came on. He wrote the last issue of the last run of Nightwing, and then he co-wrote the Grayson series. And then he did well enough that they gave him some books of his own. So over at DC, he did Omega Men. This was a 12-issue series, really, really well received. Sadly, it launched in a really crowded market. It was part of DCU, and it really kind of got lost. It was I haven't read all of it yet, but from the people that have, basically it's just a really good big story, but it was a slow burn. It took a while to get into the main part of the story, but that was planned, but it just didn't really catch on in issues. So it didn't sell very well. It sold great as a graphic novel, 12-issue complete story, real nice, easy thing to get into. Great gift idea if somebody's looking for something. You don't have to worry about needing them to later get part 2 or 3 or 4. This was the whole thing. The other thing he did at DC is it's a Vertigo book, Sheriff of Babylon, and this is based on his CIA experience. He obviously can't give anything classified, but I think it's an overview, some ideas, some things that he saw. Part 1's out, part 2 is coming very soon. This is also complete. This was a 12-issue series. Very, very well received. People are really liking this one. And then probably the biggest thing that he's known for is Vision. And Volume 2 just came out. Again, this is complete. This was a 12-issue series. It basically ended because he signed an exclusive contract with DC to write Batman, which he's currently writing. So this went 12 issues, but from what I understand, it was really always planned as a 12-issue series. Kind of a real different spin on the Vision. The Vision started way back in Avengers 57, created by Ultron to take down the heroes. And then kind of reprogrammed, and he became a hero. He was in the last Avengers, or the last 2 Avengers movies. This last one was a little weird as he was dressed in a suit and kind of taking care of Wanda. But just from my understanding, just a really in-depth, basically, what would happen if he quit the Avengers and decided to have a family. And hijinks ensue. But supposedly just a really good, deep, really great read. Volume 2 just came out, so this is the complete series. So that's all I got for now. If you have any questions about anything, please, you can always email me, Colin@PittsburghComics.com. The website's PittsburghComics.com. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter @PGHComics. Any questions you have, please let me know. Any recommendations, any things you want me to talk about, please let me know. I'll be happy to get back to you and happily take care of it. And stay tuned now for Comic Preview Theater.
Oh my. Hello, beautiful.
Oh yes, she's alive. I do indeed owe you money. No need to gloat. Beat it. Master Aphra, I take it by your continued breathing you managed to avoid being backstabbed by that ruffian old Big Pan.
Oh, no, he backstabbed me and left me for dead, but I wasn't. Then I backstabbed him and left him for dead, but he is. And I've picked up a souvenir.
Oh, excellent, Master. That is a beautiful piece.
It feels strange to actually be dealing in artifacts again. This is an object of genuine cultural importance. Recovering, something that can't be used to kill people is kind of novel.
Quite pity. We have to disagree, Master Aphra. It'd suffice as a fairly sturdy bludgeon.
Guys, knock it off. Where's Gritstadan?
Aboard the new Archangel, Master Aphra, performing the final preparation for our departure.
Good. I want to get out of here before... Oh.
Hey, Aphra. Don't you owe this fine organization I represent the first payment on your collection of second-hand bolts?
Oh, great. I'll stall. Get Chrysantan out of here. Hey, Sutath! You're looking good! Love the hat. Is it new?
Again, as always, thanks for watching. I'm always happy to have people interested in what's going on at the store. December is going to be wrapping up and we're going to be getting into a brand new year. We're talking about all the new stuff that's coming out, all the new things that are happening at the store. So again, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.